Well, hello, hello. Good morning from Vienna in Austria, but wherever you're tuning in from, be it morning, be it afternoon, be it evening, hope you're having the most wonderful day. Hope it's not too late over there. I'm going to kick off as I always do. Let's have a look at where folks are tuning in from. We got Kini tuning in from Burkina Faso. Hello. Linda from Malaysia, from Zambia, from Spain. Good evening from Australia. Good evening from New Zealand, from the US, from Hungary, from Pakistan, from Spain again. Hey, Carlos. From Dortmund in Germany, from Nigeria. It's 8 in the morning. My goodness. I can't complain about it being 9 in the morning here. Well, it's good to see everybody. Welcome to day 3 of week 5 of the free JavaScript Bootcamp. If you're tuning in for the first time, first of all, let me just turn my camera a little bit so y'all can see me better. Hi, I'm Ramón. We're doing a free JavaScript Bootcamp in collaboration with Class Central and using the materials from FreeCodeCamp. Let's have a look at some links before we start. As always, if you want to catch up on the materials, everything is recorded. Everything is all there for you. Go to classcentral.com, where you'll find your dashboard, all of the YouTube recordings, as well as a link to the Discord channel. If you want to join the conversation there and ask some questions, answer some questions, I always appreciate the things that people post there. And of course, on the forum, that is at group.classcentral.com. Again, really good way to be able to, ask questions, answer them, and all that good stuff. If you're interested in following the materials and getting your free certification from FreeCodeCamp, just sign up at freecodecamp.org. And as learners, we do have a code of conduct that everyone is expected to follow. If there's anything you would like to report or any issues, please email us at bootcamp@class-central.com. Yeah, cool. Love it. Let's hop right in. So before we hop into our exercise today, just a little bit of catch up on what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we completed we started the object-oriented programming section of FreeCodeCamp in the JavaScript algorithms and data structures certification. We learned a lot yesterday. I hope everybody's rested, because I always found object-oriented programming, and especially the prototype chain, to be a little bit of a lot. So no stress if not everything clicked. To have a look at it again, ask questions. What I love about doing these things live is that y'all ask really good questions that challenge me, not just to think, but also to look stuff up. Because oftentimes, even though I've been in this game for over 12 years, I sometimes don't know things because I'm not a computer. I'm not a piece of documentation. I am a human being that remembers and forgets some things. All right, let's look at what we'll be doing today. So remember, in order to get the free certification for JavaScript algorithms and data structures, you need to complete these 5 projects. And so far, we've done the palindrome checker, the Roman numeral converter, and the Caesar cipher. That's 60% of them already done. Today, we're going to be doing the 4th project, to the telephone number validator. So let's hop right in and have a look at it. And I'm going to read it. Then I'm going to implement it based on my solution. I'm going to show you how I came up with my solution. But I want to say something very clearly. First of all, my solution is not necessarily the best one. It's not necessarily the most, what's the term? It's not necessarily the most efficient one, but it's one that feels clear to me. So what I encourage you to do is also, once we're done, to go over maybe some of your solutions. If you have one you'd like to send me, and we can have a look at it and discuss it. And of course, also do a Q&A at the end. So let's dive right in. Return true if the passed string looks like a valid US phone number. So we're going to be having a function called telephone check that returns true if the phone number provided, such as this one here, is a valid US phone number. And phone numbers are, formatted differently wherever you are in the world. For the sake of this exercise, we're going to be focusing on US phone numbers. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to start by console logging the return of this function here. So right now, calling telephone check on 555, 555, 5555, separated by dashes, this will return true. That's because the function always returns true. Let's read on. The user may fill out a form field any way they choose as long as it has the format of a valid US number. The following are examples of valid formats for US numbers. Refer to the tests below for other variants. Cool. So we got, let's see, we got 555-555-555. There we go. We have that there. Then we have a very similar one, open bracket, 555, close bracket, then the 3 5s dash 4 5s. Then we've got 555 in a bracket as before, but then there's a space and then 555 dash 5555. Then we've got 555 space 555 space 555. Then we've got 10 5s. Then we've got a 1 followed by a space and then 555 space 555 space 5555. My brain is melting just from saying 5 too much. Let's move on. For this challenge, you will be presented with a string such as 800-692-7753 or this. Your job is to validate or reject the US phone number based on any combination of the formats provided above. The area code is required. If the country code is provided, you must confirm that the country code is 1. Return true if return true if the string is a valid US phone number. Otherwise, return false. Now, this is something that confused me. Area code is required. Now, when I think of an area code, I think of the country code. I mix those two up. So I think any people in the US, please correct me if I'm wrong, that the area code is the first 3 digits. The country code is the one right there. Otherwise, return false. And I wanna read a comment, if I may, from Primo Crypt, saying, looking at it, seems like regular expressions that uses only numbers will work. I think so too. And Mitch is saying, correct, it is the area code. That's good. Good. All right. Let's dive right in, because as people correctly said, I think this is going to use regular expressions. So the first thing I'm going to do is define regular expression to match US phone number. Return true if the regular expression matches string. Which is not a lot of comments, but we're going to be building this up as we go. And let's start with the first one, right? We know that this string of 5 separated by dashes is a valid US phone number. So let's start with that. Const regex equals 555-555-5555. Return regex.test string. So this one works. Yeah. Let's run our tests. And immediately we're going to see some failing, because of course I'm only matching one phone number. But check it out. We're already getting some tests passing. The telephone check with all 5 should return a Boolean. It does. Telephone check with a 1 followed by all the 5s should return true. It does. Why? Because we're matching that there is indeed those 5s, which we can see there. Sorry. Okay. Now, the problem is if we use any numbers other than 5, such as this one here, it's not going to work. So what we can do instead is match digits using regular expressions. And if you remember, the way to do it with regular expressions is we use \d. So we can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is still going to return true because it's 3 digits followed by 3 digits with a dash and then followed by 4 digits, which is all well and good. Let's run our tests again. Now, let's see what's passing. These two are still working. This one's working. This one returns false, which is good. This one should return false. This one should return false. This one should return false. Okay, so some tests are passing, but not all of them. Also, I don't know about you, but I'm already finding my regex to be a little bit unwieldy. One thing we can do is use curly brackets to say how many of the previous character should be present. Then I can simplify this a little bit by saying, let's have 3 digits dash 3 digits dash 4 digits. Also good. But here's a problem. What happens if I have this? What if I have a phone number that is exceptionally long? What if I have the same number twice? 123-456-7890. As we know, this isn't a valid phone number. This is not a valid phone number. However, our regular expression only checks if this pattern is present in that string, which it is, twice, in fact. So what we want to make sure of is that the string begins. Where is my? Yeah. Begins and ends with that pattern. Remember, this is the anchor for beginning with, and this is the anchor for ending with. So the string can only be these 3 digits, these 3 digits, or these 4 digits. And now this is correctly telling us that this is not a valid phone number. Let's run our tests again, just to inform us. This, by the way, is called test-driven development. Yeah, but now the country code isn't working anymore. And besides, we've got other formats to match. So since we've got other formats to match, what I propose is to change up my algorithm a little bit. Now, what some people are saying, for example, with like simplicity saying here, we can use the OR command in regex, which is absolutely true, but that would make a very long regex. And what I want is for my code to be a little bit more readable. So instead, what I'm going to do is define several regular expressions to match my phone number, loop through all regexes. If one of them matches the phone number, return true. Otherwise, none of them matched, return false. Yeah? Because then I can start matching these different formats. Let's give that a try. And I'm going to rename this variable here from regex to regex1 because we're going to have lots of regexes. Const regex2, for example. And now I'm going to try and match this format here with the brackets. And let's do it. And we're just going to write out just a bunch of regular expressions. So we need brackets, but of course, if we do brackets in JavaScript, if we do brackets in regex, it's going to do grouping. So what if instead I do this? These are escaped brackets now, meaning that they will be treated as brackets. And like before, we'll have our 3 digits, then no space, followed by 3 digits, followed by a dash, followed by, followed by 4 digits. A $, close, there. Yeah, so it's almost the same. We've got our 3 digits inside some brackets, followed by 3 digits, dash, and then 4 digits. Before I start testing it, I still need to do my loop. For let regex in regex1, regex2. See, I've created an array with both my regexes. Now, if one of them matches the phone number, so if regex.test string, then we return true. Actually, I can uncomment that. I like it when that happens. Let regex of. See, I always make that mistake. See, I told you it happens to me. So it's a for of loop. Let regex of. Yeah, fabulous. None of them matched, return false. I can do that. So return false. So now, as before, our string of 5s is working. Let's try one that doesn't. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. Still working. What if I had a space at the end? That will not work because it doesn't end. See, it doesn't match either of these regexes. Let's try the one with brackets now. Also true. Fabulous. Let's just run some tests. Scroll down and see which ones are still working. So this one's still working. This one's working as before. The brackets one is now working. Fantastic. Let's keep making some regexes to match these formats. We'll do const regex3. So it'll start with, as before, now we got brackets, 3 digits, and a space. So this one's actually going to look very similar to the previous one. And yeah, maybe I'm writing too many regexes, but I'll just clean up my code later on. First, I want to make sure that it works. So there's our space. Now remember, in regular expressions, we can do \s to do a space. And we'll do 3 digits, followed by a dash, followed by 4 digits. $, end. And now we'll loop through regex1, regex2, and regex3, which is good. But now, see, I'm scared of this line getting really long. So what I'm actually going to do is make a new variable, const regexes, and just plop that in there. So I'm going to cut, paste, and then here instead I'm going to do for regex of regexes. That way my code feels a little bit more readable to me. So looping through all the regexes as there, we do the test, it returns true. Let's try this phone number now. Still true. Fantastic. Let's run the test and see how many are passing now. And you'll see that significantly less of them are failing. Still got that country code one failing. We'll get to the country codes. Telephone check should return true. This one's still not working because none of our regexes take that into account. Country code still failing. Country code still failing. Country code still failing. Let's see what else is failing. But look at how many more are passing now. So that's good. That keeps me motivated. Fabulous. Let's keep doing more formats here. Const regex 4. And now we're going to be doing the one with spaces. So that'll be 3 digits, followed by a space, followed by 3 digits, followed by a space, followed by 4 digits. $end, regex 4. I like this because it feels like it's cumulative, like it's adding up. Great. So this one's passing now. Let's run our tests. Cool. We got a couple more passing. Still got this format here. Oh, this one's going to be fun to write. Const regex 5. And this one should just begin and end with 10 digits. $end. I don't know about you. I find that satisfying. Just being like, hey, you want to have 10 digits. That's it. Okay. Regex 5. Try it out. Passing true. Let's run our tests. And you see, we're being driven by our tests. Simplicity. I want to answer a question from Simplicity that I've seen a couple people ask. Why don't we define a regex with necessary parts, including altering patterns with OR command? And as I said before, you can totally do that. The way I want to do that so that I can sort of keep track of which parts are working, which patterns I'm matching, by having several regexes. There is no wrong answer. Having a very large regex, I find difficult to debug. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Cool. Let's do the next one. So that's the good old country code. Regex 6. Now things are a little bit different because now we want to start with a 1. It has to be a 1. The country code has to be 1. Then we're going to do a space. And then we'll go back to, we'll do 3 digits, space, 3 digits, space, 4 digits. Let's do it. So that's 3 digits, space, 4 digits, space. Oh, I can't do this correctly. This is 3 digits, space, 4 digits. And with a $. There we go. Regex 6. Now we're matching that country code. Cool. Let's give it a try. That's now working. Thumbs up. Let's run our tests. And we're still getting some that don't quite work. Let's see why. Of course, where did I see that? The following are examples of valid formats for US numbers. Refer to the test below for other variants. Yeah. So we got a couple more variants here. This one's the country code followed by the digits with dashes. Let's do it. So const regex 7. Do a 1 followed by, oh, you know what? Hold on. I should have written down that phone number. There we go. Thank you. I'll take that. I'll just plop that in here. So this one's currently giving me false, but it should be giving me true. The difference is that it has the dashes in between them. Const regex 7. We'll do 1 followed by space, then the 3 digits, followed by a dash, 3 digits, followed by a dash, and then the 4 digits. $end. That's regex 7. Also true. Cool. Run our test. We got 2 more. We'll do this one and then this one. So let's see. 1, 5, 5, 5. Da, 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 da. So that's 1 followed by a space. Then the digits in brackets, space, digits, digits. Let's do it. Const regex 8. Hold on. No. Come back. Wait, I need that phone number. Thank you. So that's a 1 followed by 3 digits in a brackets, followed by a space, and then 3 digits dash 4 digits. Okay, that's doable. Const regex 8. 1 followed by a space, followed by brackets. Inside those brackets is 3 digits. We got another space. We got 3 digits, dash 4 digits. $sign to end it. There we go. Pop regex 8 in there. And there we go. Now this is giving me true. Run our tests again. And we got 1 more. That's exciting. Let's copy that. And this one seems pretty similar to the last one, except there are no spaces. Okay. Now again, I could use some fancy regular expression simplification, or what I'm going to do now, and please bear with me, folks, is just write out a regex that does it. So we'll do a 1 followed by no space, no space. We go right into the brackets. Inside that bracket is 3 digits. No space again. 3 digits. Dash. 4 digits. $sign, end it. Let's go. And match regex 9. That is now true. So there's our 9 types of phone numbers we could match. This is now returning true. And if I run our tests, well, I made all of them pass now. So yeah, that's a pat right there. I think we deserve that. Okay, so here's the thing. You might notice, as some of you have pointed out quite diligently, that some of these are kind of repeating themselves. For example, there's a lot of these, like the space ones. If I select this text, you'll see that it's quite similar. Where's the space ones? Here. It's quite similar to this one, except that it has a 1 and a 1 country code in front of it. Same goes here, by the way. Where's the space? Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong regex. Sorry, folks. Yeah, there's our 3-digit space, 3-digit space, 4 digits, which is the same as regex 4. So let's start simplifying this. Let's say that the 1 country code is optional, right? Let's do that actually for all of our regexes. So how could we say that a 1 is optional? Here's what I suggest. In order for something to be optional, and I'm going to start with this regex right here, we need to say, hey, the stuff in the brackets, it might show up. Yeah? Stuff in the brackets, put a question mark. That means it may or may not be there. Run our test. Does that look okay? Still looking good. So if that's correct, then I can take this as is. This is the one with spaces, and plop it in here. Remove regex 6 entirely. Goodbye. Run our test again. Still working. Fabulous. Let's do the same for the other ones. So this is country code space -3, 3-, 4-. I'm just going to take this one that may or may not be there and put that in the -1, which is this one here. Yeah. Remove regex 7. Let's see if it still works. Still working. Fantastic. Let's do the next one. We got the brackets one with spaces. Where's the brackets one with spaces? Here we go. Bracket space 3-, 4-. Let's do that one. And let's put that in the bracket space one, which is this one. Ding. With that, we should be able to get rid of regex 8, and our tests should still pass. Still looking good. Still looking good. Now let's do the last one, which is a one with no space, followed by brackets with no space, and then 3 and 4. So that would be regex 2 that it's the same as, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Cool. So let's take that optional one, plop it into regex 2. We'll get rid of regex 9. Let's run our test and see. Hold on a minute. This one's not working now. Let's see why. Oh, hold on. It doesn't have a space. Yeah, of course. Silly me. Of course, there's no space in that phone number that was failing. All right. Cool. We've now simplified our regexes from 9 down to 5. Is there any further simplification we could do? Well, notice the similarities between regex 2 and regex 3. We've got the brackets, the 3 digits and the 4 digits. And here we've got the same one, only there are spaces after the 1 and the S. So what if we combine them into one and make those S's optional? For example, and just like before, there might be a space here and here as well. There might be a space here. I think regex 3, in my opinion, can go. Let's give it a try. Let's see if the tests agree with me. Nice! I'm just going to rename these to be a little bit more sensible names. 3 and 4. And now we're down to 4 regular expressions. I'd like to address a question from Carlos. Do we need regex 5, which I think was is what became regex 4, which is the 10 digits? And I would say yes, because we need to match this phone number. Folks, I'm going to stop here. I think 4 regexes is plenty, and I'm sure there are ways to turn this into an absolute beast of a regular expression. You could probably put a bunch of ors in between all of the. Do I want to do that? Okay, fine. Let's do it. Let's take regex 1 through 4 and combine them into one giant regex. I'm going to regret this, but let's do it. Const big regex. All right, here we go. Or this, I hope this works. I have no idea if this works. Or x3 or x4. I honestly have no idea if this is going to work. Let's try it out. return big regex.test string. Ah, darn it, it works. Nah, I don't like it. It's too big. It's such a big regex. Carlos thinks it was better before. I tend to agree. It is a big regex, but hey, it works. So what have I done? I've taken all of my regexes and combined them into one using the OR. Some of you might be wondering, is it better to do one or the other? And I want to just hop on a small soapbox, if I may, and talk about simplicity versus ease to understand. Now, if I were to remove all of my regexes, right? Remove the whole loop and just do big regex, return big regex test. Yeah? If it's just that, let's run our tests. It does work. But here's the thing. It is simple. It is simple code. There's only 2 lines. But I don't find it easy to understand. I don't find it easy to read. If, say for the sake of argument, that the US were to come in and say, hey, surprise, there's a new type of writing phone numbers. Now it's got, I don't know, ampersands in it. You know, the and sign. You know, this one. Hold on. Why did I pick a symbol that I don't know where it is on my keyboard? Where is the ampersand? Oh, hold on. I think it's here. Nope. Ramon, why are you like this? There it is. There it is. Yeah, let's say that phone numbers now need to have ampersands in them. Here's the thing. Going into that regex and tweaking into that big regex and tweaking it so that you have to take ampersands into account is, in my opinion, difficult. If I were to give this regex to a colleague of mine and say, oh yeah, this thing here, it it validates regexes. It validates phone numbers, pardon me. Could you please debug it? My colleague would probably be like, oh my goodness, that's a big regex. Right? But if on the other hand, hold on. Yes, it's more this solution here, right? I'm just undoing a little bit. Okay, this solution here has 4 regexes, which we loop over and match one of them. It's more verbose. Yes, verbose meaning there's a lot more to read. But in my opinion, it's more straightforward. It's easier to understand. As simplicity says, readability matters. Which is why which I am going to submit now, this code here I would submit as, hey, this is what I consider a better solution. But that's subjective. That's me. That's my opinion. So here's what I want to do. I would like to propose, folks, that if you'd have a solution you'd like to explore, for example, Yash posted one here. Let's have a look. Let's see. We got const nums is D+. New string is string.match nums. Create a regex for 10 and 11 with country code. D10. Okay. Return regex.test new string. I'm not sure well, let's give this code a try. First, I'm going to submit my code so it doesn't get lost. Give me 1 second, Yash. Submit and go to the next challenge. My code is now saved. Now let's go back and let's take a look at this. I did see what you wrote, that it does not work, which is fine. But let's give it a try. I won't solve it for you, Yash, but we'll take a look at it. This matches if there is 1 or more digits. const new. Wait a minute. I still need the original. Yeah, my bad. There we go. Const nums equals const new string equals. What is it again? Sorry, I need to move my window around a little bit. There we go. New string dot match nums. Let's see what that does. Console log new string. That gives us a null. Did I do something wrong? String dot match nums. Okay, that's odd. Why is that? Did I write it wrong? I did write it wrong. There we go. Mm-hmm. Const. It is incredibly difficult to write code from YouTube comments. So bear with me, please. There's a 1 that may or may not be there with 10 digits. Ends with the $sign. Return regex.test new string. Regex.test new string. I need to console log somewhere, don't I? Yep, right here. False. So here's a problem, Yash. The match is not giving you a string, but rather an array of match things. So what I would recommend is grabbing out the first part of it. Now it's just 555. Still, let's. I would recommend using console log to sort of guide your way as you go through the solution. I'm not going to solve it for you here today, but I hope that gets you started. Stefan says, here's an intermediary between the two solutions. Hold on. I wish I were. Okay. Whew, okay. We got an optional 1 followed by an optional space that has a grouping of either 3 digits or 3 digits in brackets, followed by an optional dash or an optional space, followed by 3 digits with an optional dash or an optional space with 4 digits. That's cool. Let's give it a try. So that is, Galbrush, would you mind please copy pasting that to me in the chat? She's way ahead of me. Thank you, Galbrush. Perfect. So return regex.test string. That's giving us true. Is it passing for all the tests? Let's find out. Well, look at that. Nice one, Stefan. Stefan, sorry. That's really clever. That's really clever. Nice one. Mitch is asking, could you do another solution, the one Nicole suggested? Nicole says, I've been working on the one I suggested, and it doesn't work because phone numbers with parentheses or hyphens in weird places should return false, unfortunately. What if you strip all of the parentheses, hyphens, and spaces from the string and then simply check it's a string with 10 or 11 numbers, with the first being 1 if it's 11? I would say let's save that for if you get it working, and maybe post some code that you have, and either here or on the forums or on Discord. What other questions we got here? Let's see. I've been working, tripped over that too. Forgot to add the G flag. Oh, the G flag in nums. Okay. What else we got? Ooh, Sil's got one. Galbrush, could you copy paste that for me, please? This looks cool. Let's have a look. We got. Oh. Sil, what is the colon after the question mark? Is that look ahead? Yeah, big pat for Stefan, by the way. Nice one. And yeah, could you tell us what the M does? Can't find it. One sec. Let me open up YouTube. We're going to do this. We're going to do this the old school way. So where is Sil's Salosh? No, I got it here. Sil. Oh, wait a minute. I can't find it either. Actually, Sil, could you send it again, please? Oh, and for multiple lines. Interesting. Thank you. I don't know why it's not showing up on YouTube. That's really weird. Give me one sec, folk. What we're going to do is... Actually, Sil, I'm really sorry to ask this. Would you mind sending it to me on Discord? Because I think YouTube might be like, I don't like this, and being like, I'm just gonna squash it. Like it's showing up in StreamYard, but it's not showing up on YouTube, which is really weird. But if you're on Discord still, I'd love it if you could please send it to me. I'm really sorry. It's really weird. I don't want to waste everybody's time with me typing it. So, Sil, if I could ask you to please send that to me via. You can send me a direct message on the Discord or something. In the meantime, let's see what we got. Return string match regex to visualize all the solutions. It's really helpful as you're working on it. That's interesting. Let's give that a try. So how about instead of returning, we console log it? Console log dir match regex. That's really helpful because it shows you which part of the string is being matched. Oh, and because there's some grouping, there's also the 555. Okay, I've got it here in Discord. Thank you very much, Sil. Let's try it out. So this is interesting. So we've got an optional 1 and a space. I would like to know what that colon is, though. Let's do a quick DuckDuckGo. Regex question mark colon. Yeah, did a quick search for it. See what we got. Aha. So question mark colon starts a non-capturing group. It's no different to just having a bracket unless you're retrieving groups from the regex after use. Interesting. Thank you for that. So we've got, right, an optional 1 followed by a space, an optional, sorry, either 3 digits in brackets or just 3 digits, followed by, oh, this is interesting, either a space or a dash, 0 or more of them, then the dash, then the 3 digits, followed by either a space or a dash, 0 or more of these, followed by the 4 digits. Let's run those tests. That works really well. Nice one, Sil. That's a pat. I like how this is actually really readable. And so the M you said is from multiple lines. So if I were to remove both the M and the G, it should in theory still work, right? Yeah. Nice. Nice one, pat. I like it. That's good. So as you can see, there are lots of ways to do this, and there's no wrong answers per se, which is really cool. If there are no other solutions we'd like to explore, oh wait, Timmy Phil has one. This is my solution. Please tell me it's here. Timmy Phil, I'm really sorry, but the regex isn't showing up. Could you post it on Discord, please? We can have a look at it though. So we've got, what is it? An optional one or a space, an optional one with an optional space, either 3 digits or 3 digits with brackets, followed by either a dash or a space, optional, followed by 3 digits, optional, dash or a space, and 4 digits. Very cool. Very nice. I just can't copy paste it from here. I'm sorry. This is not very intuitive, a solution. Oh well. If you've got it there, Timmy Phil, we can test it out. But this is a great solution. Pat to you. Folks, by the way, after we're done here, I would encourage you, I'm going to open up a forum post to have folks post in their solutions, and I just encourage you all to post yours and discuss them. I think it's really cool to take a look at how other people go about solving things, because I got to say, for all of my chattering about like readable solutions, y'all solutions are really readable, and they're just one regex. So that's really impressive. Carlos, yours is totally readable, I'm sure. Do we want to do some Q&A? Anybody got any questions they want to ask about? Doesn't have to be just about the telephone validator. It can be about the material. Let's see where we're at. So we've now done 4 out of the 5 projects. Next Wednesday, the final stream of the boot camp, we will do the cash register. No, I think there should be a guest session. Speaking of which, let's talk about tomorrow real quick, because tomorrow, once again, we have an excellent guest session. We're going to be having Parham Dostar to tell us all about accessibility when you're doing, and I think it focuses a lot on web development, but I'm a firm believer that this can be applied to all software development. So I highly recommend coming and checking it out. Here we go. So tomorrow you'll find the time in your Class Central dashboard. You'll find the time appropriate to your time zone. Come check it out tomorrow. I highly recommend it. It's going to be a treat. So, oh, we got some questions. Okay, cool. Sarah is asking, wouldn't still solution match numbers with too many dashes in between the actual numbers? Let's give it a try. Is it still there? Do I still have it? Yes. So you're saying wouldn't still solution match numbers with too many dashes between the numbers? And let's try it out. Sil says, yeah, you might be right. We'll check. Let's give it a try. So yeah, in theory, this would do it. So what happened? Well, this is actually, in my opinion, not a failure of the solution, but a failure of the tests. The tests do not take into account that a phone number could have more than one. So Sil says, I should have used a question mark where I used the star. Let's try it out. So that would be here. And that would be here. Now it's giving us false. Try. Still works. That was some fast solving. Still nice one. Pat. Oh, Timmy Phil just posted his solution into Discord. Thank you. And there, see, there you're using the question marks. Nice. So that's an optional one with an optional space, either 3 digits or 3 digits with brackets. Then we've got the optional dasher space, the 3 digits optional dasher space 4 digits. Oh, I know why this is failing. I think, could this be missing a backslash here? No. Hold on a minute. Something's not right. Let's run our test again. Yeah, because the brackets aren't working. Huh. Oh. See, you've got brackets here, but they're not escaped. There we go. Let's give that a try. There we go. Whew! All right. That's a pat right there. Nice one. Okay, we got a question from PrimoCrypt saying, can we maybe talk more on constructors, maybe like a summary? Sure thing. Let's go back to object-oriented programming from yesterday. So constructors are special functions that create an object from a template. They are capitalized. Let's say donut. And this function, when called with new, will give us an object. Inside this, we will initialize properties of that object. For example, m equals, I don't know, sprinkles. Sprinkles the donut. This dot taste will be delicious. This dot eat equals function that returns nom nom nom. Actually, nom nom nom. Let's use a property in there. Taste. Right? So that initializes value inside that new object. Let's treat equals new donut. Treat.eat. We need to console log that. Nom nom nom, delicious. Mitch, I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm so sorry, Mitch. It says, Ramon, you're killing me. I'm fasting right now. We'll do a different example next time, I promise. Right. So when we call a constructor with new, it initializes a new instance of a donut with these properties. Let's console log that treat. Name is sprinkles, taste is delicious, eat is a function. Those are the 3 properties of a donut. Furthermore, a treat has a constructor property. That is a function. That is a donut. Also, the donut property is not property. See, I always make this mistake. It's not a property. Donut.prototype is prototype of treat. So the donut's prototype is a prototype of treat. Also true. The object prototype is a prototype of treat, which means by extension, the object prototype is a prototype of a donut. But it's not the other way around. The donut prototype, is it? Actually, I don't know. Of course, the donut prototype is not the prototype of an object prototype. Why? Because object is the supertype of donut. Donut is the supertype of treat. Treat is an instance of donut. I hope that little summary helped. There's a much easier way to do constructors nowadays, thanks to the magic of ES6, where we just define a class called, we'll go with a different example. With dog. We got a constructor function in there. Equalize. This dot bark. Return. Oof. So if we want to make a new dog, Let's console log beagle. Yeah, it's a dog called Firulais, and it has a function called bark. If we console log calling the function bark, the method bark on the beagle, it will console log woof. Any other questions? Classes, by the way, are what's called a syntactic sugar around constructors. So when you're initializing a class, what you're actually doing is calling pre-written constructor code. Wit's asking, do you actually use a prototype type of stuff in real life? What would you use it for? Yes, you do. What we need to do in occasional parts of object-oriented programming is check that something is a type of something else. Let's say, for example, that you have different types of employees at a company. Some are managers, some are directors, and these, let's say, they would all come from a super type, which is employee. An employee can be a manager. It can, and you notice how I'm building this out like a tree, right? Like the roots of a tree. Employees, managers, directors, and so on and so forth. In order to check what access levels they have, you can use the prototype type of to be like, okay, this person is a manager. Let's give them level access B, 6, whatever. Right? So you could do it for this, for example. And this is what object-oriented programming has been used a lot in the past for. Mitch is asking, is it right to say you should never modify the properties of the object prototype because it would affect every single object, or do programmers make changes to the object prototype? See, this is what I love about doing this. Y'all ask questions that I would have never thought of. Let's give it a try. Okay, we got our class dog. Beagle bark. I don't know. I feel like the internet's gonna explode if I do this. Oh, well, Mitch, I think we got our answer. Cannot assign to read-only property prototype of function object. What does that mean? It means we cannot change the object prototype. There you go. The internet wouldn't explode, by the way. I'm just being silly. Any other questions? It's okay if y'all don't got any. Remember, no homework for today. Next week, let me just take a look at what we'll be doing next week. Next week, we will start on Monday with functional programming, which I'm excited about. I love functional programming. Then on Tuesday, we'll do intermediate algorithm scripting. Now we have the basics of algorithmic thinking along with OOP, object-oriented programming, and functional programming. We're going to do the last couple of challenges with algorithm. And on Wednesday, we will have our final lesson, which is doing the cash register project. After this is done, you can claim your free certification from FreeCodeCamp, which I'm excited. Oh, Michael's asking, what was the way to escape the parentheses again in a regex? That is a good question. Let's go right in. So, oh, actually, we can see it right here. To escape a parenthesis like you would any other character in strings or regexes, you would use the backslash followed by that character. So if you do it without the backslash, it'll be like, oh, you want to do some grouping. Look at my regex. It's being like, hey, this is an invalid regular expression. Unterminated group. So again, we want to escape with a backslash, not a forward slash. Forward is this way. Let me see if I'm leaning the right way in my camera. See, I was doing it the wrong way. Forward is this way. Backslash is this way. I feel like I'm dancing. But yeah, that's how you escape, with a backslash. Any other questions? Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't understand if this is a question. Where do I belong in algorithm scripting? Where do I belong? Wait, is that one of them, the lessons? Hold up. Where do I belong? Yes. Okay, so you want us to do that one. Let's do it. Where do I belong? Let's have a look. Return the lowest index at which a value, the second argument, should be inserted into an array once it has been sorted. The returned value should be a number. For example, get index to ints. 1.5 should return 1 because it's greater than 1, but less than 2. Likewise, get index to ints. This should return 2 because once the array has been sorted, it'll look like 3, 5, 20, and 19 is less than 20 and greater than 5. Okay. Do we need to sort it? Let's give it a try. Sort array. Do we need to sort the array? Yeah, we do. We do. Sort array. Loop through array. If num is bigger than current member, but smaller than member after the next member, but smaller than next member, return current index plus 1. Yeah. It's bigger than 1. 1.5 is bigger than 1, but smaller than 2. So we want to return 2's index, which is 1. What happens if we... Oh, otherwise, we get to the end of the loop. We return r.length minus 1. Is that right? That sounds right. Yeah. No. We want to insert it at the end, the array length. So the first thing I want to do is find out how to sort the array. Let's do it. So I'm just going to search MDN for sort. There it is. Sort method sorts the elements of an array in place and returns the reference to the same array now sorted. The default sort enters ascending. Upon converting the elements into strings. We saw this error. We saw this problem before. Right? Yeah. Yash is saying, this is my solution, but it fails for some of them. And I think this is why, Yash. Because you see, it's turning these into strings and then sorting them. That's why, for example, we get 1, 100,000, and then 21, then 30, and then 4. Because it's sorting them as if they were strings. Alphabetically, 1 comes before 2. 2 comes before 3. And 3 comes before 4. It's not sorting them as numbers. So how do we sort? How do we? Oh, look at that. So we can give it a function to sort, a comparison function. So instead of turning them into strings, we can give it our own function. Let's do that. Sort array r.sort, and it takes a function num1, num2 that compares them. What is it? Num1 is bigger than num2. Console log r. Let's try it out. If there's 460. Not working. Let's do it the other way around. Num1 is smaller than num2. Oh, hold on. Sorted R. My bad. Sorted array. Does this work? I have no idea. It still not seem to be working. Maybe I got impatient. It is possible. Simplicity has an answer for us? Oh, A minus B. Oh, maybe I should have read what this does. Specifies a function that defines sort. It's omitted the array elements are converted to strings and sorted according to each character's Unicode. Triplet. Okay, everybody's saying num1 minus num2. Thank you, folks. My bad. That makes more sense. Thank you. So now the array is sorted. Good. Now we loop through the array. So I equals 0. I must be smaller than r dot length. Sorted r length I plus plus. I'm gonna make this a little bit wider. So if num is bigger, if num is bigger than sorted r I, but smaller than the next member. So and num is smaller than sorted r I plus 1. This is probably going to matter. All right, let's keep going. Then we return the current index plus 1. Return I plus 1. Otherwise, we return r dot length. Okay. So 50 is going to be inserted into 2. That's not right. That's not right at all. Let's see what's happening. Num sorted r at I, sorted r I plus 1. 50. Oh yeah, I'm doing this completely wrong, aren't I? Okay, let me give this some thought. This one's hard. Because it's greater than 1, index 0, but it's less than 2. But 50 is already less than 60. So it should be insorting at 0. Maybe my logic is wrong here. Because if I is equals to 0 and sorted r I, if num is smaller than sorted r I, we'll return I. That makes more sense. Does this work? Nope. Timmy Phil is saying, if sorted r is bigger than num, return I. Let's give that a try. Maybe I'm overcomplicating this for myself. If sorted r I bigger than or equals to num, return I. Looks good. That did it. That's a pat for you, Timmy Phil, not for me. Let's see what you're doing here. If number at index is bigger than num, return that index. That makes a lot of more sense. I think I overcomplicated myself being like, oh, if it's greater than 1 but less than 2. Sorry. I just did a bunch of regexes and my brain is fried. What's going on here? Can you please explain the parse int function with a radix? It's kind of dicey. Okay. I don't think we've done parse int. Have we? Let's give it a try. Parse int. Okay. The parse int function parses a string argument and returns an integer of the specified radix, the base in mathematical numeral systems. Okay. So parse int, let's do that. We've got a string. Console log parse int. So it takes a string, like, I don't know, 5, and turns it into a number. That's cool. So if I were to do, I don't know, 500 minus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Notice the difference. I turned 500 into the string 500 into a number and added 2 to it. That gives me 502. If I add 2 to the string 500, that gives me 5002. That's because the 2 gets converted into a string in order to make that addition work. But then there's the radix. Now, if you're not familiar with radixes, this is bases. For example, the base that we use in our day-to-day is base 10. Digits go from 0 to 9, and once we get to 10, we add a new digit. That becomes 10. But there's different kinds of digits. For example, there's binary. Binary has 2 digits, 0 and 1. Once we get to 2, then we add a new digit, giving us 1, 0. Once we get to 4, we get 1, 0, 0. Once we get to 6, we get 1, 0, 0, 0. Catalyst is like, oh no, math! Cool. So where does our, so we can define a base. Let's give it a try. So if we parse int, let's go back to, I don't know, 10. By default, the radix is 10. Log part, yep, radix 10. But what if we did it with a radix of 8? Now it's taking that string 10 and interpreting it as 8. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Let's do binary as we were talking about before, right? That turns it into 2. What is 100 in base 2? That's 4. Remember I was saying before. 1000 in base 2 is 8. This is where 8-bit numbers come from, by the way. You might have heard of like old video games having 8-bit. That's what this is all about. Let's do 16-bit. 1000, 1000, 1000. That's that number. It's a big number. Let's try it with other bases. For example, base 16, right, goes from 0 to 9, but then you need a couple more symbols to symbolize 10 through 15 before you get to 16, because you'll see what I mean in just a second. 16, base 10, 16. 9 in base 16 is 9. But how do you interpret 10 in base 16 or hexadecimal? That's where it comes from. That's where A comes in. So A is interpreted as 10. B is interpreted as 11. C is interpreted for 12. D is interpreted for 16. E is 14. F is 15. G, not a number. Back to F. How do we go from 15 to 16? Well, that's where we add our new digit. Hope that helps. Adebanjo. That's a good question. Thank you. Which says, I think when I did this, oh, we're talking about this one here. I just chucked the new number in the array and then sorted it and checked which index it was. That's brilliant. Can I try this? Because I'm frustrated with myself now. Let me reset this listen. So you r.push num. Sorted it. Oh my goodness, Wit, that's brilliant. What was it? Const sorted r.sort a num1 2 num1 minus num2 sorted r index of num console log. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Pat. That's really good. But you see, like, there are different interpretations for different solutions, and there's no wrong way. I love it. Got another question here. Timmy Phil's asking, is there a live free code camp for front-end development? If yes, when is it starting? We will continue to do boot camps. Yes. I think Jess and I love doing this, especially given we have such a good teacher as Jess. And, you know, I'm there too. But I can't say when we will do more. But we have been looking into materials for doing front-end, full stack development. So no promises made of when or what we will do. I'm sorry, I can't promise anything. We're doing this in our own spare time, so it's like, I would love to be able to do it. Okay, Mitch, can you explain how that sort function works? Yes. Let's have a look here again. Sorted. Where did I? Because Carlos said something about +1 and +0. Where was that? -1, 0, and +1 is what the sort method uses. Ah, here we go. So the compare function return value, if that compare function is bigger than 0, then it'll sort A after B. If it's less than 0, then it'll sort A before B. Then there's 3 equals 0 to say keep the original order of A and B. So if the compare function has the following term, A is less than B by some ordering criterion, we return -1. If A is greater than B by the ordering criterion, return 1. A must be equal to B. So if we subtract, if it's positive, then it'll sort the first number after the second one. If it's negative, then it'll sort the first number before the second one. That's neat. I like it. Zensor's asking, if there's time, can you please break up this cipher solution? Zensor, do you have a moment to post that in Discord, please? Because that's a lot of code. Oh, hold up. Thank you, Galbrush. Thank you, Galbrush. Galbrush always got my back. Galbrush is amazing, y'all. Let's hop over to... All right, what do we got? Okay. What do we got here? I'm going to try a thing that Jess told me. Right click, format document. Look, it did the indentation. That's nice. Let's see what we got. So we are replacing in the string any character that matches a letter A to Z. String from char code. String from char code. L is the letter. Yeah. It's replacing all of the letters with this function here, with the return value of this function here. that L function is a letter. Let's break it up. Let's break it up, because why not? I am in control here. I can do whatever I like with the computer. Actually, let's first test that this works, which it does. Fabulous. Okay, cool. Let's break this down. Start here on char code. Char code at 0. It should do the same thing now. Then there's char code and %sign 26. Console log char code. Oh, I need to call it. Rot 13. Hello. Yeah. Hello. So. And %26. Yeah, Carlos is saying let's replace that capital L with a variable with a lowercase letter. That's a good point. Thanks, Carlos. I like that. So there's our char code. Then we're doing char code %26. Const. I would say %26 would tell us which position in the alphabet that letter is in. Alphabet position. Equals char code %26. Let's console log alphabet position. So is that correct? Let's have a look. Doesn't sound right. Char code and %. Oh, no, that doesn't necessarily mean that at all. My mistake. Where did the solution come from, by the way? Let's see. Why are we doing %26 here? Where for H we got 20. Oh, capital letter. Of course, my bad. Then we add 65 to do the rotation. Let's do that. Console log alphabet position. Well, new char code. Alphabet position plus 65. New char code. But it's not defined. I spelled it wrong. Oh. Let's console log that new char code. It's giving us 85, 82, 89, etc., etc. And the last thing we want to do is check out what that string from char code is. So it's doing that ampersand, sorry, that %26 and turning that into the rotated function. That's very clever. I like it. And it turns it into a nice one-liner. You know me, I prefer my verbose code that tells me, like, using variables to document my code, I find really helpful because it sort of helps me like document where that is. I like that. I hope that helps, Timmy Phil. Sorry, Zenzer. My bad. Yeah. Any other questions? It's cool if we don't. We can call, actually it's 10, it's half past on the dot. We can call it a day here. Let's remember that tomorrow we will have our guest session on accessibility from Parham. It's really good, y'all. I highly recommend coming along. That'll be 7 p.m. my time, which is 5 o'clock in the afternoon UTC. You'll find it adjusted to your time zone in classcentral.com. So with that, I say thank you all. Congratulations on making it through week 5 of the bootcamp. Remember that we've got one more week after this, but also take a moment to rest. It's a lot. There's not a lot of homework. Remember that you can always take a break. Remember that you can always ask questions. We're here if you need us, and you're here if we need you. Thanks, everybody, and just have the best rest of your day. See you later.